Our points leader has now joined us, Matt Kenseth. He drives the number 20 Home Depot Husky Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, also fresh off a win at Chicagoland Speedway. Matt, just talk about that win coming out of race 2 in the chase and your outlook.
Yeah, last week was really great for us, obviously, so couldn't have got started any better than what we did at Chicago, but that was last week. This week presents totally different challenges, totally different kind of racetrack, totally different style of racing, and the things you need in your car and the things you need to do from behind the wheel. So just looking forward to here and hopefully get it started off decent today.
Take questions now from Matt. Ed Hinton has one, I believe. Raise your hand, Ed. We'll get you the mic.
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Matt, you said last week, I think it was even in Victory Lane, you said that you were starting to be concerned about New Hampshire already. Is this, do you mean that just concern for the next race, or is it this particular place that kind of gives you trouble?
Well, I may have used that word. I don't recall using the word concerned at all. Maybe I did, but I'm not concerned. It's just when you get done, you got to start thinking about it and start working on it and start preparing for it. So we enjoyed that win late Sunday night, and actually by Monday morning at 10 o'clock or whatever, I got done with my Chicago stuff for noon or something like that, and just started working on New Hampshire. So I guess that's what I meant more than if I said that. That's what I meant more than that. Not concerned, just ready to get to work on it. Everything moves really fast, and like I said, it's a totally different racetrack, totally different challenges. You battle different things than what you battle at Chicago. Totally different style of racing in my mind. So I was just already trying to shift gears and get ready for this week.
Go to Alan and then over here to Bob.
Alan Cavana, NASCAR.com. Have you been surprised at the fallout since Richmond for Michael Waltrip Racing, especially now losing a primary sponsor?
I don't know all the behind-the-scenes things, and I still, kind of on purpose, I guess I don't have to comment on that much. I still haven't watched the Richmond race or really seen even the highlights or any of that stuff. So I was hoping after we got to race at Chicago that all that stuff was in the rearview mirror. Obviously, it all wasn't. So I think everybody's probably looking forward to getting it behind us, as a sport. And certainly I can't imagine being in Michael and Rob's shoes the last week and a half. It's certainly been really unfortunate for everybody.
Bob
Harker, Sporting News, kind of following up on that. I know you all know that a sponsor could leave if you do something, but how shocking is it to actually see it happen?
Yeah, again, I don't know the details of their arrangement. I don't know how long their sponsor was for. I don't really know any of that or how it all went down. But certainly, you hate to see that sponsor leave the organization. They've been with Michael forever. From back when he drove for Dale Earnhardt, and certainly, when I think of Michael, I think of Napa and vice versa. And that team. So. That's really sad to see that they're not going to be part of that organization. Hopefully they'll still be part of the sport, because it is one of the mainstays of the sport, who's always done the whole car and done all that, which is kind of the exception and not the rule these days. So hopefully they stay around. Hopefully the best case would have been for them to stay where they've been forever, but hopefully they'll pick up and still be part of the sport.
Let's go to right now to Dustin and then to Rich.
Dustin Long, Motor Racing Network. You were part of an era or generation of drivers when they came in their first, second years, kind of had a good bit of success early on, relatively so. Certainly there's been a stretch lately where that's just been a lot tougher. Now we're seeing, the potential for a lot more younger drivers coming in. Can we expect to see that type of thing where guys can win in their rookie season, guys can finish in the top 5 in points by the second year in the series, or do we just look back at that 5-year period where you were a part of and just see how amazing that period was then?
Well, I think there's a few things I think of. I remember, when I did race for Rookie of the Year, race against Dale Jr., and I can't even name everybody, but I still get that rookie card that Ray Bestis made, and I autograph it at times. And I'm going to mess this up because I don't know how many people there were, and I don't know all the names, but I think it was, Mike Bliss and Stacy Compton. And there's a big group. I think, if I recall right, I think it was like 8 or 9 of us that basically had full-time rides that were going for Rookie of the Year. It was a huge rookie crop, and really since then, I don't know about every year since then, but more years than not, there's either been one or two or there's been none that have ran full-time. So it's just been a lot smaller. So I think when we came in, that was kind of there was some drivers that have been around for a while that were getting out. There was, there was kind of that turnover. And if you don't have that turnover, there's not a ride for rookies to get in and kind of make their way and have a chance at winning a race or getting in a good car and all that stuff. So I think it's just kind of a cycle, as the next group of drivers gets older and aren't there anymore, whatever, there's that opportunity for maybe a younger driver or somebody new, or pick somebody at a nationwide series to kind of move up and take that spot.
Go ahead, Rich.
Hi, Matt. Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. Could you just comment on Kyle Busch as a driver, a rival, teammate, just your impressions of him?
Well, I mean, I've raced against Kyle for quite a while already, even though Kyle's still young. He's been around for a long time. So obviously, I don't think anybody would argue that Kyle is one of the most talented drivers in the garage. No matter what he gets in, it seems like he's a threat to win. So certainly, I've watched that for a lot of years, raced against him. For a lot of years, I've enjoyed being under the same roof with him, and I've learned things from him, and hopefully, there's things I've helped him out with. So I think with him and Denny, I've said this before, but that was one of the very many long lists of things that attracted me to JGR. Really, is because both of those two can win races on any given week, and they're both really different from each other. So I think that's really helped me this season look at things, in a different light, having a couple different, opinions and approaches and things like that. So I think all three of us are different, and I think we all complement each other. And Kyle is, as you guys all know, you watch it every week. He's as good as they get.
Other questions for Matt? Dustin?
Can you just expound on what you were talking about? Because I think somebody could say, like a veteran, even though they're coming into a new situation, can say, this is the way it's worked, this is what I'm comfortable with. People don't like to naturally change. You kind of expressing some things. I'm sure you're doing a lot of the same things that you did before. How tough was it to change, or how much did you have to make yourself aware of it? Because, like I said, people naturally don't like to change.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the transition was, I always hate to use the word easy in this sport because it's really, really hard. There's nothing about this that we do that is easy, but to fit in and kind of, get a feel for how they do things and all that, it was something that I was really looking forward to, just to kind of see something different, because I've done everything basically the same with minor tweaks, for the last 10 or 12 years or whatever. So, for me, it was interesting. I honestly, when I walked into JGR, I walked in there with my eyes and ears open and really didn't really bring anything and be like, hey, well, this is the way I like it. Well, hey, I like to do things like this. I mean, everybody has their little things here or there, driver comfort stuff, and you like something to feel like this or fit like that or whatever. But really, I really didn't come in there and walk in and be like, oh no, this needs to be like that or any of that. I really just tried to fit into what they were doing. Obviously, they were having a lot of success, so I really tried to fit into that. And like I said, tried to keep my eyes and ears open and tried to learn as much as I could early on. And I'm still learning, but tried to learn as much as I could early on, to how they do things and how they approach things. And, certainly I feel like I've had things to add, but really tried to fit into their system and then go from there.
Ed Hinton?
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Matt, with you and Kyle sitting at the top of the standings, you came in seeded 1-2. A lot of years, that's where we've seen a couple of Hendrick Motorsports teams. Do you feel like for now that you guys have maybe not become the new Hendrick Motorsports, but you have sort of taken the top favorites role from Hendrick Motorsports at this point?
Well, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think it matters if anybody thinks you're the favorite or you're the underdog. At the end of Homestead, it just matters who has more points, So, yeah, I really, I always say this, but I honestly mean it. I mean, just take it 1 week at a time. I mean, yeah, you always want to be ahead. I mean, somebody might say different, but I think don't think they're telling the truth. I mean, everybody wants to be in the front and try to expand on your lead. But 9 races is a lot of races, and I'm really obviously happy the way the season has gone. Happy to the way the chase started last week couldn't have started any better than what it did. But it's only 1 race out of 10. And there's a lot of racing to do, and each and every week is different. And this week is a lot of different, and you just have to go. You just got to go try to do it every week.